Hi, I'm Zach Lewis from the Real News Communications Network, and today I have the distinct pleasure of sitting down with Jeff Pettegrew from ARAWC. Jeff, how are you today?
Great, Zach. It's good to be on your show.
First things first, the RAND study on workers' compensation. What was the scope and the purpose of the RAND study on workers' compensation?
They said, quote, workers, employers, and other stakeholders involved in workers' comp systems have long voiced concerns about the extent to which workers' compensation promotes occupational health and safety and the well-being of injured workers.
So what are some of the specific issues of critique about workers' compensation that the report suggests focusing attention to for the future?
They indicated that the coverage remains less than universal and that the benefit adequacy is far from what they expect. Workers' access to the system, it's very complex, is extremely difficult and challenging. There's a lot of anxiety with it. They've indicated that there were significant problems in disability determination and medical treatment because they vary all over the U.S. States differ with respect to how they treat various conditions. There were reports of low quality, a lot of unwanted surgeries, particularly back surgeries, heavy use of opioids. And the other issue they have was apportionment and what they call comorbidity issues.
Comorbidity and apportionment? What do you mean?
Well, first of all, apportionment relates to a legal concept that if you were previously injured and then have a second injury, that the current employer would only be responsible for the new injury. So they wouldn't pay you twice for a disability that had already been paid. The comorbidity issue has nothing to do with coverage, but any treating physician has this to deal with, and that is to say, when injured workers come in for medical treatment and they have issues of obesity, heart problems, arthritis, a combination of health factors, then the treatment protocols have to consider those before they go forward. And the report talked about safety claiming incentives, and let me explain that. I've been involved in a lot of safety programs over my whole career, and we've tried all kinds of things from safety bingo to number of lost days. We get free pizzas on Friday or whatever it might be. But the problem with that, Zach, is that, you can suppress injury information, real injuries, because people are under pressure to not report something because you're saying, hey, we're all going to get something if you report this, we don't get the prize.
Sure.
So it's always a dilemma with respect to how do you develop a safety program that's truly effective.
So when they discuss disparity amongst workers' comp coverage among the states, what are they referring to?
In Alabama, there was an arm loss case, and the award was $48,840. The same case in Nevada awarded the individual $859,634.
Wow.
Now go figure.
Does the RAND study offer a key finding or recommendation?
The states really need to consider more experimentation in workers' compensation. By that, I mean ways they can streamline all the red tape. They have suggested in this report very strongly that there needs to be rigorous, independent evaluation, more scientific evidence, because frankly, some of the things I read in the report were very anecdotal and really weren't, in my opinion, based on a lot of fact. And then they said, really, we need new models for innovative solutions. And I really have to say, this is one of the things that they concluded, and I think it's really important in answering your question. Mm-hmm. This is the statement that they made in the report. New approaches to injury prevention and disability management need greater emphasis and promotion of work disability, which we've talked about before. But the statement here is that stakeholders lamented, these are the people that they had, the 26 people in their study, lamented that a model or ideal workers' comp system had not been identified. So there you go. We got 50 systems plus DC, and they're all doing their own thing, and some are better than others, but the uniformity is just not there, and there's really a need for improvement.
So let's bring this back home. How do the findings of this study relate to the unique choices available to employers in Texas?
Well, Texas is unique, as you know, because Texas is the only state that allows employers the choice to have another program other than workers' compensation. And specifically, what I work with ARAWC is an alternative program. It's a choice, which is a hybrid injury benefit program, and it's governed by ERISA guidelines, both state and federal guidelines, including ERISA. And this program has been in place for about 20 to 30 years, and it's been amazingly effective. So, I just want to applaud RAND for doing this work. We think it's really great, and we are encouraged that there may be more on the horizon, which will help all of us.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Zach. It's been great being on your show.
Thanks a lot.